have watched the movie The Hunger Games. Again, most of you. Distinguished Toastmasters, fellow youth leader of the day, and dear guests, a warm good evening to you all.
Good evening.
I watched this movie a year ago. I love the special effects and the fights, but I couldn't connect to the storyline. The heroine risks her life just to get food for a district. To me, it felt unrealistic. But it was okay since it was just a fiction. A week later, I realized that reality can sometimes be stranger than fiction. It was in the month of June 2013 where I witnessed an incident that would forever change my perception of life. I was sleeping. It was almost midnight. But I was suddenly woken up by the sound of barking dogs. I got up and took a look out of the window. I saw a bent figure next to a trash can, surrounded by a pack of dogs. As I looked closer, I saw he was an old man with matted hair and bones showing through clothes that barely covered him. With one hand, he was shooing away the dogs, and in the other, he was holding a bag, probably with the food he'd gathered from the trash can. I froze, and my heart sank. This was not a movie. Fellow youth leaders, this was the Hunger Games in real life. Fortunate people like us have a variety of food to choose from, but almost 1 billion people, or 1 in every 7 people, go hungry every day. This is a hard life, and unless we experience hunger, we can't know what it feels like. So, have you ever experienced hunger? As teenagers, we feel hungry all the time. For example, I eat lunch, but after a few minutes, I run back into the kitchen looking for the fridge and get myself a handful of snacks. I know most of you will agree with me. But I have felt true hunger once. It was during a maths test. I wanted to reach the venue early, so I skipped breakfast. Halfway through the math test, when I was working furiously on trigonometry, I felt a low rumble in my stomach. A few minutes later, my head started spinning, and the numbers started dancing on the paper. Suddenly, I blacked out. The next thing I remember were my friends waking me up, and I had fainted. If this was my condition for not eating for 1 day, imagine the plight of 6 million children who go without food to school every day, or the 2 million children who die of malnutrition every year. Hunger is the greatest threat for our progress. It is already the #1 problem in many countries worldwide, and the United Nations World Food Programme states that hunger kills more people than cancer, tuberculosis, and AIDS combined. So you might be asking yourself, how can we stop this? We're just in high school. We don't have to be a Bill Gates or an erudite scholar to help stop world hunger. We can just start with small things. First, charity begins at home. Don't waste food. Instead of taking a huge amount of food and then wasting half of it, take small servings. And then when you're done, go for your second or your third. Second, we use a laptop or a computer 24/7 for so many things. Homework, Facebook, research, Facebook, and emails, Facebook. Log on to freerice.com. Now, this is a project started by the UN in 2009. For each question you answer correctly, they donate 10 grains of rice to the hungry. Within 10 minutes, you should easily be able to donate enough food for 1 person. Now imagine all the time we spend on the internet. Just a portion of which, if we could spend on things like freerice.com, could help a substantial number of people worldwide. Now, I know most of you will not remember me after a few years. Most of you may not remember this speech after this meeting. But let us all remember this image, not to depress us or to make us feel guilty, but to show us how fortunate we are and how much we can do to help. Thank you. Over to you.